So we just picked up the Mitsubishi MiEV. I'm actually really excited to drive this because the last time that we drove the car, it was the Japanese version, which was on the right side. And this is the American version, well, the version for America and North America. And the driver's seat is on the left side. So we're gonna drive it around and show you guys what it's like to just kind of drive it on the roads and get a feel for it. The Japanese version of the Mitsubishi MiEV was a lot smaller. I think they added several inches across from wheel to wheel for the American version, and they also added in lots of space for the roof. So this is kind of our first drive to get it onto the freeway, and we're gonna see kind of how fast I can take it, how long it'll take from 0 to 60. I mean, it's not a performance car, so it's not supposed to be fast, but we just thought it would be fun to kind of push it to its limit and see how fast we could take it. Yeah, it doesn't really have a lot of pickup. I'm going 55 right now, and I had to really slam on the wheel, on the accelerator. And I mean, it's completely average car. It's driving like a normal car. The pickup is pretty slow. It's unusual because a lot of the electric cars, all the electric cars have 100% torque, so the acceleration should be really fast. This one's about average. So driving around in the Mitsubishi MiEV by myself is just okay, but I wanted to see how many people I could fit in the car and have a little fun. So we asked our Giga friends to help us out. Come on guys, let's get in. They were like, we could have fit one more person in here. So that's the problem with electric vehicles. The battery loses its charge. So you have to find somewhere to charge it up. We've been driving the Mitsubishi MiEV for a little bit of time now, and we want to find somewhere to charge it. So thankfully we've got this PlugShare app on the iPhone. And it shows you the closest public charging station, but also the closest home that someone has donated their charge to the community to charge up your car. So we're gonna try to find the closest one, and I'm gonna show you how it works. So this is the PlugShare iPhone app. And if you can see the little blue light, that's actually our location right now. So you can see near us, there's quite a few number of public charging stations, which are the green ones, and there's blue charging stations, which is actually people's homes that have donated their plug to the community. I think that one is, let's see, no, we don't want to go there. I think 5th and Mission is the one where we want to go. It says it's got a couple different kinds of chargers, and one of them is a standard, and that's what we want to use. So it's only about 3 blocks away. So let's go charge it. So we drove the car to 5th and Mission because we were looking for a charge for our vehicle. But unfortunately, when we got here, we don't think any of the chargers available fit with our standard plug. The app said that it was a standard charger here, but we can't find one. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to charge it right now, but maybe later today. A lot of people in San Francisco ride bikes, including myself. So I wanted to see if the Mitsubishi MiEV would fit my Bianchi bike in the back. Let's see if it fits. Ta-da! That was without taking either wheel off. So we wanted to drive the Mitsubishi MiEV up the hills and down the hills of San Francisco, and also test it out on the famous Lombard Street. That's the twisty street in San Francisco. So here we go. We'll see if it handles it okay. I'm gonna try to drive it pretty fast actually to see what the turns feel like. And not not hit the pedestrians, hopefully. Yeah, it handles it pretty well. I mean, it's so small and the turning radius is so well that we can actually go down it pretty quickly. There we go. It actually handled probably better than most cars, just because it's so small, the turning radius is so tight, and I think it did pretty well. Mitsubishi MiEV passed the Lombard driving test. All right, so we just took the car all over San Francisco. We drove it up the hills, down the hills, on the freeway, we parallel parked it. These are my basic thoughts. This is a really solid car if you want an urban city car. It's great for parking, it's tiny, it can fit anywhere, its turning radius is really tight, you can drive down little city streets. But for that kind of car, it is a little bit expensive. $30,000, that's without all the subsidies. That's a little bit on the high end for an urban city commuting car. One of the other drawbacks is the range is really not that long. It's about 65 miles. That's the official figure, but it can be up to 75 or maybe even 80. But it actually, the battery does decrease pretty quickly. I mean, we've been driving it on the freeway. I took it up to 80. I wasn't really driving in eco mode all that much. And the battery is really dwindling. And you can see as we drove around, we were looking for a public plug and we kind of were out of luck. So that's another problem. Range anxiety is real with these cars, and the infrastructure just isn't there to keep them charged.